Alright, so here we are with Amy Joshu. We're 4 days out from the NPC 7 Feathers. Amy just got done with the Washington State Championships about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
She got second place, and then 2 weeks before that we did the Oregon State Championship. She got first place. Rewind last year, we got her first place in her class. No overall yet. So our whole goal this whole offseason has been basically to train her and improve her to win her first overall. So we've gotten close. We've got a class win. We're gunning for this this next show 4 days away to get her first overall. That's our goal. And we're gonna take you through kind of what I'm doing with her diet and last week manipulation at the end of the workout. So right now we're gonna take you through a CVT delt training workout, and we're gonna get to it right now. So we just finished our 10 sets of 12 to 15 reps with the dumbbell Arnold press, supersetted with a rear dumbbell raise, back to back. I even think Amy was going 20 reps for most of the time too. So this is probably the first time you've done this exercise.
Yep.
The CVT training was pretty good.
It was hard. It was good. Yeah, great.
I had her doing giant sets and a different version of German volume training, but with the CVT, like I explained in Nick Miller's video, it's a superset with 12 to 15 reps instead of the German volume, which is 10 sets of 10. So this is more for blood volume, hypertrophy, also basically depleting our glycogen stores, because we're going to load her a little different way than I load most people, and we're going to explain that a little later. So another thing is, instead of continuing on with more exercise for the delts, 10 sets of 10 with a superset was enough. As you know, delts get taxed during chest, biceps. We don't want to overtrain the delts, so I even think if we were to do another exercise, we're so weak right now, I'm pretty exhausted, we couldn't even get the weight up. So we're going to call it good there and wrap it up, and then we're going to go over her last week. All right, here we are, post CVT delt training. We're with Amy. We're going to go over her last week prep. So you guys kind of go over the details of where we are at this point and how we're going to dial her in for Saturday, the 7 Feathers. Up until this point, Amy's been, basically we've been toggling her carbs. They've been shaved down gradually. she's come from show to show, so I've given her little maintenance periods where she's had no cardio for 2 or 3 weeks to rejuvenate, and then usually the last 5 weeks before each show we dial her back in, add in cardio, etc. So at this point, experimenting with different carb loads for her. A lot of people that follow me, I do like low-fat refeeds with Krusty's pancakes and Lucky Charms, all that stuff. With her, we tried something a little different. I started giving her full-on cheat meals, like burgers or pizza or whatever, and she responded really well to that. She had less stomach discomfort, less bloat. She's really susceptible to stomach distension with certain foods. And so the dirty cheat actually worked really well. And my theory behind that was because it's a really concentrated, nutrient-dense meal without having endless pancakes, endless Lucky Charms, which is a lot of food volume. The calorie density in that burger or pizza is less volume in her stomach, keeps her bloat down. The next morning she texts me, she's usually really tight. So usually I keep things really basic for the last week, but with her, I'm actually depleting her on 50 grams of carbs this whole week. We're doing this type of training to deplete the glycogen stores completely out of her muscles, so she's super respondent to absorb anything that we load her on. So we're probably going to do a burger the night before the show. Either 1 burger, 2 burgers, I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to take a look at her, see how depleted she is. Then the next morning, keep her stomach very light the whole day. She's going to hold that load from the nutrients of the burger from Friday into Saturday. Minimal water, just sips, and very light carbohydrates the whole day. We're going to keep her tight and dry. So that's pretty much the basics of what we're going to do for her, which is a little bit different. I don't usually do junk or cheat loads, but with her it works really well. So also, I'm going to basically talk to Amy about kind of what we did during her off season. So I've been working with Amy for over 1 year now, and we've kept her very tight the whole off season. And it's been a constant monitoring of basically her nutrition. She's been so adamant and so perfect with her nutrition. I'm very proud of her. And most girls, you know, I'm not going to single out girls, but a lot of people, guys, girls, they balloon up. I know you were a victim of that in the past.
Yep.
When I first got with her, you know, she would kind of get off the diet and go gung-ho and kind of, you know, rekindle things like 4 or 6 weeks later. But by that time, the water caught up, the fat caught up, etc. So how's your experience been, Amy, in the last year, staying tight with off-season and the contest prep?
Yeah, over the last year, I would say I've definitely, I've never been in a better place than I have been now. And it's really easy now to stay on track with everything, motivated, because of how tight I've been able to stay, how much muscle I've been able to build. And so it's been a really, really great experience. So. Now,
in prior off season, whenever you aren't regimented and you aren't glued to a diet, it's almost more frustrating because you don't have, it's almost better to be held accountable, do you think?
It definitely is. Yeah. Without that accountability, it's a lot easier to, you know, go off here for a couple weeks, go off there for a few weeks, but with the consistent accountability for an entire year, it's been very helpful.
Gotcha. Also, and that's a note for anyone that's watching this, get with your coach directly after a contest. Don't take a break for 3 weeks. Things can happen within a week as far as body composition. Amy was very smart, and she was very basically meticulous with her nutrition right off the bat with me. She wanted to get things started. She said, Matt, I don't want to follow in the same routine. You know, it's just not a healthy thing for me. It morphs her mind. She wants to maintain contest conditioning as best she can for the whole year. That's exactly what we did. So it made basically transitioning to pre-contest a breeze. So I recommend anyone, male, female, don't take your rebound for granted and get with a coach or just even yourself, learn your own body, stay strict directly after the contest.
So also during my prep this year, actually at the very beginning, we started out a little early in preparation because I knew that I was going to be going out of the country for a 2-week vacation, and I was able to do that, still enjoy, but at the same time I was very diligent about bringing foods that were able to travel well, and so I could stay on plan as much as possible. And this was still about 8 weeks before the Oregon State. Came back at about 6 weeks, was still able to come in and place first in my class, and I think that's another benefit of staying tight in my off season, is that I was able to still do that and come in great for my show.
Do you remember what we had you, because where were you going around country?
I went to the Dominican Republic, so I had packets of tuna and rice cakes, protein powder, all the easy things that are able to travel.
Yeah. So whenever I have people that are going like out of country or somewhere where they know they can't cook, most portable things are the pouches of tuna that are drained and rice cakes. Those are carbs and protein. I know it's not good, but if you got to get the job done, it's in your diet, you got to do it. Another thing that we were a little worried about is she was going on a vacation with her friends, and not everyone's friends compete and stuff, and they want you to enjoy yourself and have fun. But with a competitor's mind, you got to stick to the plan. And so Amy, even though she was around good food and stuff, I might have allocated her one indulgence, 2 indulgences together, but she stayed tight the whole time. I don't think you got too much flack from it from your vacation friends.
No, not at all. Yeah, they're pretty understanding, and they know that I've been working hard for it. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and that's another thing. We started early. We kept her tight the whole off season. So if you have to do those things, which are not ideal contest prep, they can be done, and she still enjoyed herself. And we made it happen. Another thing she was really fretful about was, she holds water very easily on flights, temperature changes, climate changes, but we were able to rectify that, and she has a little water. We got rid of it real fast and back on the plan. So you can pretty much do anything as long as you plan ahead and stay in good shape for the off season. So a note to anyone out there that it's, like I said, it's imperative directly after your contest, beg your coach or whoever's helping you, say, give me a plan a week before the show ends, so that Monday you're on point. I'm telling you, I wrote an article just recently. You can ruin everything within 6, 7, 8 days. Some people even faster. It's that bad. So we're going to keep up to date with Amy for the next 4 days. I'll be at the show with her with some other people, and we're going to see how she did. Our goal was to win her first overall. She's gotten first places, but we haven't conquered overall. That was our goal since last year. Hopefully the cards fall in our favor. All we can do is bring in her best, up to the judges, and we'll keep you posted.